Hello, I'm SeanMix2, and this is a Catalina La Catrina history video again for June 2023. So, Catalina La Catrina, even though she didn't get a lot of sequels and stuff, at least I made a reboot story already, and you can see it on my YouTube. Even though I don't own Catalina La Catrina, I don't own it. But typically, the big company that does own that series, Televisa Union or something like that, I don't even know if they'll ever make another Catalina La Catrina stuff, even though it might be a reboot, remake, or something. But mostly, even though Catalina La Catrina didn't last very long to some, and people would think it's not lost media to those, but typically Catalina is somehow lost media too, but unfortunately some people don't know that yet, but people need to learn that Catalina La Catrina does have a strong history, and there's also some elements to it that people don't see, and it's just not right to ignore these good features. So I'm just going to explain in this history video most what I already know, and also explain the elements of Catalina and Granujo, because people have to know. Okay, let's get this started with the history first. Catalina La Catrina debuted on the TV during 2018 and 19, and during 2018-19 people did not see a lot of Catalina on the TV, but yet some people already called the character. Prior to the events of 2018 and 19, Catalina started out as artwork, concept art from Olam Studios. And then the same Olam Studios didn't release the animation calling stuff till 2017 and 18 and 19. I know what I mean, but mostly it was 18 and 19 at least when the animation was done and some of the concept art was used and stuff. But what I'm trying to say is that Catalina La Catrina, in its most earliest stage, was not even criticized at that point, because Granujo and Sheila and Catalina were just starting to try and get an audience, and mostly Granujo was this angry boss type, but he was still trying to evolve into something more, even if Televisa Union didn't actually make that happen much. But typically, I'm still trying to prove that Catalina, Sheila, and Granujo at least did get a better design during the 2020 version, but unfortunately during that time, people thought they were bad piece stuff. And I'm not gonna go into detail about the piece stuff much, but typically people just assumed that Catalina and her friends were all naughty bad things, and that's not even true, because they were blamed and wrongly accused of things they didn't do, and it was just bad, and people couldn't stand it because the bad people were trying to convince others that they think they did wrong, but they didn't. But mostly, I just think that even though Catalina and her friends were wrongly accused of peace stuff, it's not actually the case. Then when the movie came out in 2021, and 2021, it was totally different. I mean, there was a lot of other focuses, but mostly during 2021 was the only time Catalina and her friends were more fleshed out at that point. Even though Granujo was mostly the most fleshed out, I'm sure of it, despite Catalina and Sheila being more fleshed out too. But mostly Granujo was gonna have more understandment if he ever had any other expansions. But unfortunately that never happened because, you know what I mean about Televisa Union. I know what I mean. It was their fault they couldn't expand any further. But typically, even though Catalina, the Katrina, couldn't expand any further, I did already said I released a rebootish like thing, probably. It's not bad or anything, it's just like a reboot or something. I know what I mean, but typically it's not bad. But typically, even though Catalina and Katrina couldn't get official other stuff done, I mean, we all remember that Catalina could return in reruns, but the truth is, people wrongly accuse Catalina for things she didn't do, and I hope people will stop blaming Catalina for things she did not do.